So welcome to today's business tip. Okay, so today I want to talk to you about when to know when you need an employee and what you need to know about having an employee. So should you have an employee or should you have a contractor? So when you get to the point where you are spending a lot of time doing tasks that would easily be given to someone else and it is causing your business to lose money, then you need to hire someone to do that. So there's a couple different ways that you can hire someone. And when I say, okay, so let's say that you start selling supplies. So we'll just take that as an example. And you're doing pretty well. When you list the supplies, they sell pretty well, but you're having to take time out of your day to check your emails, to do the books of the company, so using QuickBooks or another program like that. And it is taking time out of your ability to list more products, buy more products on sale, sell more products. Then you need to look at hiring someone to take over those tasks that are eating up your time, because your time is your money. So when you run your own business, the biggest resource you have in a business is your time. And when you are using your time doing things that don't earn you money, then you are wasting your money because you're wasting yourself. Now, in the beginning, when you're just starting out, you need to do that because you don't really have the money to hire someone to help you. But once you start doing pretty well, you have to really watch and see when is it starting to affect your ability to increase and move your business forward. So once you've gotten to that point where you've decided, okay, I really need someone to help me, I'm working too many hours, I'm exhausted, I can't get things done, or whatever, then there are two ways that you need to think about it. One is that you could hire a contract labor. So this is a person who's paid without taking taxes out. So this is considered a 1099 employee. So you can do that as long as you're not treating them as an employee. So you could hire, like there's virtual assistants out there who can help answer your emails, who can do all these types of things. You could hire a bookkeeper or an accountant to keep your books. So those type of people usually have multiple clients. So automatically they would be a 1099 person. So you would pay them just a flat rate or a flat hourly amount, and you're not going to take taxes out and remit taxes to the state or the federal government for these individuals. So at the end of the year, you have to send them a 1099 that tells how much you have paid them throughout the year. So this is important to know when you have these employees. Okay, so the second kind of employee is a W-2 earner. So a W-2 is that you are going to pay an employee as an employee. What does that mean? That means that you can direct what they're doing. You're providing them supplies of what they're going to be doing. So if you are managing a person, they're an employee. They are not a contract labor person. They're an employee. So if you do decide that you have to have an employee, and there are some benefits to that, so you get more control when you have an employee, so you can give them direction. If you have a contract person, you can't give them direction. You can give them just a deadline, and you can tell them what job needs to be done, but you cannot supervise what they're doing. Okay, so that's a very important distinction. So when you have an employee, there are things that you need to set up and be aware of. So you need to read the laws governing employers. So a really good thing is to go to the IRS website and look up the laws regarding employers. Same thing with your state. So you're going to have a withholding number for the federal government. You're going to have a withholding number for your state. You also may have to pay unemployment tax for your state it depends. If you have more than 3 employees, then you really need to check into it because you're probably going to have to pay that. It's not very expensive, but it's something that you have to pay. In addition to these taxes, you know, some cities have taxes, so you want to check on that. And you need to have these set up before you hire an employee. You have to pay your taxes either weekly or bi-weekly, and you have to file returns. So you have to file a quarterly return for your federal taxes, for your state taxes. You also have to file annual returns. So it's important that you understand these because the government doesn't care if you know how to pay an employee or not. They are going to expect you to know. They're going to expect you to either hire someone who knows or do research. So make sure that you understand what you're getting yourself into before you do it. You also have to give your employees a W-2 at the end of the year. There are additional forms that have to be filled out and sent to Social Security Administration for those items. When you are paying an employee, you have to withhold federal taxes. You have to withhold Social Security, which is both Social Security and Medicare, and you have to withhold state taxes. On the Social Security, there are 2 portions of Social Security. There's the employee portion and there's the employer portion. So you withhold the employee portion and you pay the employer portion. So 2 amounts totaling over 15% go to Social Security. So you can use a program like QuickBooks and you can do your payroll in there. It's very, well, when I say it's easy, it's pretty easy. They automate a lot of it so that a lot of your forms and your payments and all that stuff are done automatically. So that really helps. You can also hire a bookkeeper or a CPA firm to do your payroll for you. There's other payroll programs out there. So you just want to do your research and just take a little bit of time to plan this out before you start the employee route. However, it's really important that you realize and keep track of your business and figure out when you get to that point when you have to have someone to help you. Because if you're doing it all, then you're using a lot of your time you could be using to sell anything that you are providing, a service, you're making a product. So you need to keep those things in mind. And I hope this really helped you. I know, you know, when you first start out, you may not be ready for this, but if you continue with your business, you will get to this point where you're going to need someone to help you. So just keep in mind what I said and make sure if you need more help with the business, if you need more guidance, if you need a community of other entrepreneurs who are in the same boat that you're in, make sure you check out my Success Path. We have a great group, and I have a lot of training that is already recorded, and of course, I add more every month. Okay, so y'all have a wonderful day, and I will see you again next week. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.